Hey, this is Steve. Oh, God.
Oh,
John.
I'm John.
this is Terrell.
Steven.
Hey, welcome to Live from Midgar. This is episode 41. So we're getting into the pretty big numbers. A lot of events going on today. We at Geeky Villain had double XP. Currently, Geeky Villain for season 2 of 2019. We are doing season 3. Season 3. We are giving sponsorship to anyone who is going to nationals. First place is going to be getting $500 for their trip. Second place will be getting $200, and third place will be getting $100 if they qualify to nationals. So we had a decent turnout. We had 11 people, and me, I was commentating in the back. I think this is one of the first constructed tournament here, anyways, at Geeky Villain with Opus 9. And as that was going on, there was a local qualifiers going on in Epic.
Down in Portland.
So from today's tournament, Terrell got first place.
Yes.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Good job. I believe this is your first win, first place win.
Yeah, it's my first place win. I haven't been playing too long.
I know. I'm just saying, but it is your first.
It is
You
my
got to
first.
start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
You got. Your mic is here. Let me adjust that for you. There you go.
Cool.
Alrighty. So congratulations again. You won a box. You
Yes,
got
I
an Opus
did.
9. So you should bring it over and we can crack it open.
You wanted Opus 8.
And
yeah.
you're gonna share it with us, right?
Give 'em all
Oh,
the full
totally.
arts, right?
You can have all the commons, all the rares, save them all for you. Not the foils, though. You can't touch those.
Pretty clever. All right. So John, Terrell got first. I didn't play. John, what place did you get?
I got fourth.
You got fourth.
Yeah.
Okay, that sucks. Well, congratulations. You got a
No, it
pity
was
pack
close.
though.
Yeah. Oh, it was so close.
It was pretty
It was
close.
so- yeah,
Who got
3-1.
third?
Andrew did.
Andrew got third.
Peter got
Peter
second.
got
But
second.
they were both 3-1, and I
Yeah.
was the last 3-1.
You were the last third one. Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
Steven Bambic, what do you,
Somewhere on the bottom.
somewhere in the bottom. Okay, it's okay. The meta's new. Everyone's testing and trying their decks out and stuff
Yeah.
like that. I know you were playing some jank Cadet Zero
Yeah,
stuff.
Tricolor cadets.
Yeah,
It's a thing
I don't
now.
think you can
coming
play
back.
cadets any other color but tricolor, in my
I
opinion.
don't know. I think
Yeah.
Mystidia post was showing that he was playing with only. No, he was doing tri.
Yeah.
He was doing
Yeah.
tricolors
There's
as well.
just lightning,
I will do
fire.
dual color. Then.
Lightning, fire, and earth. There's just too many good cadets to utilize
Too
that
cool.
I don't think I would sack anything to go dual color.
Yeah, I tried.
In
I
a
was
cadet.
fire, wind first. I'm like,
Yeah.
and I saw all the good, like,
Cisse.
Yeah.
Cisse's good.
however you pronounce her name, yeah. And
Nine.
Nine.
It's 9.
Oh, okay, got it.
Because
Yeah, and
they're
Queen.
all numbered. So,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Cisse, Queen, and 9 pretty much are the really good lightning cards.
And the
Eh.
searcher, the backup searcher. Whatever. her name is.
Alracia.
Yeah.
Alracia Al-Cid.
Yeah, whatever.
All right. Well, anyways, we got the important deck, which is the
Yeah,
winning deck.
Not mine.
Yeah.
So the winning deck, which is the good deck, was mono ice.
Yes.
And it was a very interesting deck. Terrell piloted it very well. And I think Ryan should have piloted his mono ice deck in Oregon that
Better,
way,
right?
because he would have
would've
won,
won, right?
He would've
but
won.
he didn't. But anyways, Terrell, tell us your deck, how it's supposed to pilot, what you think was like the MVP of the deck, any adjustments that you might want to do to the deck or anything like that. You
Yeah.
know, just tell us about your plays today and all that stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Well, I'm gonna open some.
So I was
packs
running
while
a
you do.
mono ice deck, and I remember going up on the first stream, and he's like, "Oh, it's mirror ice." I'm like, "I'm not playing the 6 deck." He's like, "Oh, so you're playing the 8 deck?" I'm like, "No, I'm not playing that deck." He's like, "Oh, what are you even playing?" It's just a mono ice deck. It's focused on getting value. The dragon, the Azure whatever dragon, just attacks every turn, gets you a card. The EX burst usually gets you a card. The only card in my entire deck that isn't an ice card is a single Veritas.
You run a single Veritas?
I do.
Really? Huh. Only one, huh?
It's just one. There's some cards that you just can't deal with in ice, such as the 9-drop Wind Yizamat. How do you pronounce that?
He is Matt.
So it's
Yeah.
really just for that you can't spot remove.
Also, Steve was unpacking his packs. He got absolute garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's keep on going.
Oh yeah. So I run a lot of summons. I run 3 Zalera, and those Zalera, just 1 cost break a 5 cost, 1 cost break something important. Run 3 Glacia, which constantly is that duel that you need or that discard that you need. A card that really stuck out to me was the new lock to search for Scale Toad, because getting Scale Toad out really early is really important, but running multiple Scale Toads is just bad. So I put in 1 Scale Toad and search for it with the lock, which has some interesting situations where you'll be dumping through your entire deck, and your opponent can just see your entire deck that's coming up.
That actually happened in one of your games.
Yes.
Yeah.
The scale tool was at the very bottom.
The very last card.
The very last card. So you end up showing your opponent your entire fucking deck. So good job on that.
Honestly, that's not the worst situation. Against one of my opponents, he played a lock to search for a monster, and I noticed in a lot of his discards, it was removal, removal, removal. And so going forward, I didn't have to worry about any of that removal. And it's just a really good heads up that you don't have to play around certain cards. And it can hinder you, but overall I think that the ability to search for something, and then the late game you can search for another forward, or if you're really struggling to just search for another backup, is really good.
Okay. So you think the lock was the MVP of your deck?
MVP is definitely the dragon.
The dragon.
You get it on board, and your opponent has to deal with it.
Yeah.
Or else it attacks once, and it usually gets around, because you can play it off of 3 backups with discarding 1, and then it just gets that card back.
Right, when you play it on. Yeah. So,
yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I feel people are undervaluing the new lock a lot. People are saying it's not a really good card, but after seeing it in a couple matches, it gets what you need it to get. Now, if you're playing a 6 package, obviously you're going to play the discard lock over that one. But in just a typical ice deck, I would definitely run that lock card, because it gets you what you need. Oh, I need a backup because all my hand is forward. Let me search for a backup.
Yeah. Any card with versatility, I think, is just really important to have. That's why Glacia is so good. It just does so many different things at different points of the game.
Yeah. I think the lock card is really good. I don't think anyone has said it was a bad card. It's just bad in the 6 deck. It's just bad in the 6 deck, right? Yeah, you don't run it in a 6 package, right? Because then you hinder yourself by playing that lock. I think Neil was trying to say you might run it, and I was like, no, you don't.
No.
Like, you don't. Because the moment you play it, it's like, it just makes everything else stuck.
The only thing I don't like about the Zalera, it's a good card, but I don't like that it can't break a 9-drop or anything higher than a 7, like the 4-drop.
Well, 9.
Sorry, not 9, but 11.
Zalera would have never broken 9 anyways.
Oh
yeah.
9's not a prime number, so 11 will be the next one. It will be 7 and then 11. We don't have any 11 yet.
No. Yeah. So it doesn't matter.
What is the highest cost right now? Just 9?
10. Feral Chaos.
No, Feral Chaos is 5.
Cost, not
10
power.
cost. 10 cost.
Yeah,
there is
it's
no 10
Arc.
cost.
Arc.
Are you talking about forward?
Oh, yeah, Arc. Arc is 10 cost. Wait, is it 11 cost then?
It's a summon.
No, there's no
it's a summon, though.
The highest thing is 9 for a forward, 10 for a summon.
Okay.
Yeah, 9 is the highest forward then that we have. We don't have a 10-drop forward yet.
Yeah, so Arc is 10. Okay.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I totally forgot what we were talking
So, anyways,
about.
what were we talking about?
I don't know.
Friggin' your deck.
Ice cards,
it was really
deck.
great. Locks, good in certain decks and certain not. Lock was really good for you.
Yeah, Lock, the Dragon, Garland, and Scale Toad. Scale Toad and Garland just hold your opponent back so much if you can get them both on the field. And then my deck has a lot of protection, running 2 Summoners, 3 Edwards, 3 Celestes, and
the summoner that cancels the summon, right?
Yes, and you don't have to tap it. It just costs 1, and so often you just tap it, and people think, oh, you have to activate to break it to pay 1 to cancel summon, and then they'll pay the summon, you break it.
Yeah. I think Terrell piloted the deck really well. He was on stream 3 times.
Yes.
3 times, and all 3 matches were very close. What was your hardest matchup, you think?
The hardest match was definitely against the Ice Earth deck.
Neil.
That deck, it just has a lot of removal, and the taxing is a big problem. Scale Toad is just really good against my deck because you want to hold a lot of cards and you want to gain value out of the dragon to get more cards into your hand. So having a constant discard on you is really hindering.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Neil was, I think he just built that deck, and it's not even like finalized, but he built it. It's really good. He runs Flandits.
5-drop Vein.
He plays the 5-drop Vein. He plays Shantoto in there.
Two Shantotos.
Yeah, he Shantoto'd me twice in a match.
The
Undead
Laracross.
Princess.
The Laracross is the MVP of that deck because all it does is the 3-drop Earth guy that brings a monster from the break zone, and then you pay 2 Earth to search for a monster. That's what gets Neil's deck going and ramping up.
Yeah, it's a very high value play.
Plays it down, and he just starts bringing out the Flandits and the Scaletoes, and you're just like, oh.
Yeah, Flandit, Scaletoad, and Vein all on the board. It's just
nasty.
a nightmare.
Yeah,
it's
just throw everything away, basically.
Yeah, it was a very interesting deck. He did a really good job of piloting it. I think he was able to stave off losing for like a good, I'm not even kidding, like a good 7 to 10 turns.
Yeah. That last point of damage was just so elusive, and then you just play more forwards, and I'd break them, and you'd play more forwards.
And the Flandits were working for him. He was forcing you to pay more just so you can attack. I think Neil went to 6th. He messed up. He made a huge misplay.
Yes.
Blocked a Kuja, and
I had Duke Larg. He didn't have Duke Larg, and honestly, that's what lost that particular game for him.
Yeah, that was the second match. Yeah, he would have won had he not lost that Kuja, but he lost that Kuja. That really threw him back. And then after that, Neil was just trying to stay alive. He did miraculously for like 7 turns. He was able to, but in the end, Terrell finished it off. And
it's one of those weird games where both players put out Scaletoad turn 2.
So another interesting thing, I don't know if anyone would have watched the streams, but I was watching Terrell play, and Terrell's opponents would surprisingly throw all the cards down and go to 5 backups and stuff, and then they kept on drawing backups. And Terrell got really lucky in a lot of those games. I was like, Terrell, every time Terrell plays someone, they just just draw backups. Yeah. So
that does help.
So that helped Terrell a lot.
Needed that. Ryan needed that at the local today. He just needed to face Terrell, draw his backups.
Yeah, good job. Do you think you would make any adjustments to your deck?
One adjustment, definitely. I put in a Mecha Chocobo just to try to get some value on breaking 4 costs, because 4 costs is a problem, but it's too hard to get the effect to trigger, and it's because there's not enough doling and freezing, and generally you'll spot remove things. So definitely trade that for another Genesis, because I'm only running 2.
Okay. All right. Interesting. All right. So another interesting is, your Cadet Zero deck.
Oh, yeah.
And we wanted to kind of talk about that. I know a lot of people are really excited to make the Cadet Zero decks.
Yeah, they weren't a thing.
I mean, they were. During Opens 3. During Opens 3.
Yeah,
but since then, it has fallen off because they haven't gotten any.
Opens 5 came back a little bit with the Vermilion Bird and the K-Tuna.
I know, but they weren't really.
But they weren't part of that package.
They
weren't Cadet Zero, right? I mean, they're Type O, but they're not Cadet Zero. So they kind of fallen off because they didn't get a lot of support since Opus 3.
Yeah.
But this time there's plenty of support.
So good.
Yes, I know.
So you built it. How did you build it?
So I first started with a Wind Fire version, but there wasn't enough like Class 0 cadets in just those 2 colors, so I just thought, let me take a look at the lightning stuff. I'm like, there's a lot of good lightning stuff, and so I just looked at each element. I'm like, the only things that I wanted to run in fire were the new ace and the new king, and I run the backup cater too.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, so I think I can make this consistent enough with the other 2 colors, and then just splash fire.
You run K-Tuna as well.
Yes, K-Tuna.
So 2 backups and 2 forwards.
Vermilion.
Yeah, so I run the 3 aces, which is
but Vermilion again is not Cadet Zero though.
I know, but
it's a Type O.
It's a fire card. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Type O. Yeah.
So for fire, I run the 3 aces, 3 kings, 2 caters, and 2 Setunas.
Okay.
And I run 1 spicy nail, the new legend.
The new legend layout.
Yeah. I might just cut that. It's like a win more card almost. Like I never really want to play it because it's just cost too
Doesn't
much
it? Doesn't
a
it
little bit in the
counter what you're trying
beginning.
to do with the Vermilion? Trying to do the S ability on the Vermilion, and the what is
Well,
it? The nail. You're popping back up. So
Wasn't thinking about that. Honestly, I forgot she had a special. But I used it in one game. Oh, it was so clutch. I was just like staving off. He got me to 6 points of damage early. It was against Try and
Okay.
his Fire Ice 8 deck.
Mm.
And then he just, for like 4 turns, I'm just like, I gotta keep removing things. I have to stop his attacks. And then I drew that on the last turn. I had like 6 forwards, but they were all dull
Okay.
because of like Ultimisia. The
right.
new Renoa was
Mhm.
really good. But yeah, I saved it to the last moment. And then I wiped all my backups, all his forwards. And I was like, did I just win? Oh my god. But yeah. So that's pretty good. Like,
Okay.
I mean, when you can use it like that, right? It was hilarious.
I'm just thinking, like you use that, and your opponent Shantotos you. You have a completely empty board.
Oh yeah. You see, Shantoto's Earth, so I didn't have to worry about.
Okay.
That.
All right.
But yeah. Oh.
Oh,
So, yeah, I only run like maybe 10 fire cards.
okay.
But the thing that makes it consistent is the RAM, the forward RAM.
Okay.
The EX Burst forward RAM 2 cost 5k. You can discard a card to find any job class 0 cadet. So that includes a backup too. So I use that to search for Cater if I need it,
Mhm.
or just search for Ace if I already have a Fire CP in my hand. So you just really when you play the deck, you want to play Ace at least just once, and then you get your value going. Because
Right.
I usually draw. I think I haven't missed yet drawing 2 cards off of Ace. So he's like essentially like a 1 cost.
Yeah, I
UK.
mean 2 out of 7, right? You're
2
trying
out
to
of
get
7.
2 out of 7.
It's
so-
very accurate with
yeah.
the deck that I'm running. So he's definitely like the MVP of that deck. But the forward RAM is really good too, just to help color fix your backups and
Okay.
stuff.
All right. Interesting.
Yeah.
So how many summons do you run in your deck?
Okay. I run. Let's see. I just changed it to like right before the tournament. It was 3 of the Odins that you can just break something of any cost.
As long as you have
or-
a 0.
Yeah,
Of any
Cadet
power,
0,
yeah.
right?
And then
Is it type O or Cadet 0?
Type 0.
Type 0.
Is it type 0?
Yes.
So as long as you have a type
no,
0.
it's a cadet.
No,
It has to be a
cadet.
cadet.
It's a cadet. Okay.
Probably.
Is it a
Cadet
cadet forward or a cadet back?
Cadet
it can
No,
be-
forward.
cadet
Ter-
forward. It
It has to be a cadet forward.
Yep.
Okay. So that
Forward,
Odin. Okay.
Which is honestly, I didn't play it that much in the deck. I just thought 4 might be too much to pay for it. I don't know,
Okay.
but it's good. It's
Yeah, it's
'cause
an
it's
unconditional
like four break
break.
any
It's an
fifth, right?
unconditional break.
It's an unconditional break, or I mean, even if you don't have the 4, you can play it minus 7,000 somebody's guy.
right. Yeah.
'Cause
Isn't it
that's-
damage?
No,
Is it
no,
No,
damage or
it's-
lose?
it's
it's
lose.
automatically. It's just a break.
No,
damage.
no,
If
if
you don't
you
have
don't
any
have-
cadets, if you don't have
It's a
any
minus.
cadets, it does something else.
It's a minus 7. If you
It
have
breaks something 7,000 power or less.
yes,
Yes,
breaks
that's what it
7 or less.
Yeah. So I
Oh,
break-
it's break 7 or less.
Yeah, if-
okay.
if
So
you have a forward cadet class 0, then it break it regardless of power.
right.
And then I run 3 Diabolos, which is nice. It's like if you get a big board, it's just a free summon,
Right.
free, because it untaps your backups as
Yeah.
well.
It untaps
is
the
useful.
cadet 0 backups,
Yeah,
right?
it's useful because I have to pay attention to what I leave up because of the color. I need certain like I need lightning or fire. That's the main 2 that I struggle on.
And then it deals 1,000
Yeah.
for each character you control.
Yep. And then I run the new Bahamut 0. It's a type 0 summon. So I just run one of those, but I'm like,
Okay.
I'm not sure. I'm
It
kinda
won you
wanna-
my game.
It did, yeah. But I kind of want to bring back Diabolos, 5 cost summon. It's just too good.
Yeah,
kinda
if I
want
drop
that.
Diabolos is really good.
Yeah.
If you're playing Wind, I mean, there's some certain cards that like you just can't go without, and I think Diabolos,
Yeah.
Y'shtola,
I
or
made
some of
space
them.
for some Zidanes and Y'shtola because I feel like I needed that from Wind, definitely. I might bump it up because the way I went super aggro. I ran a lot of the 2 cost cadets. So like Sice, 7, let's see.
That's it. Queen.
Oh, Queen and Rem. Oh, Queen is so funny when you get her off because
It's,
you need
gotta break,
5
right?
forwards.
You need
Yeah,
5 forwards to
and it
break.
happens more often because I can swarm so much. And then 8 is good too because he's essentially a 1 because I get to untap the
Yeah.
backups I paid for him. So it's like it focuses on that basically.
Okay.
Super rush aggro style deck that I don't typically play, but it's pretty fun.
Okay.
Yeah, I got
Wait,
a question for you though.
Yeah.
How often were you getting like consistent value out of Ace attacking?
Oh,
so good.
okay.
So many times.
So yeah. Well, when playing against you, I could get off like a lot because you don't have too much removal. But I've noticed playing other decks, they can remove it. Like they need to remove it. Like basically. But yeah, it's a pretty good value when you get to attack with him. You get to remove something. That's why I play the swarm tactic. So if I have like 5 guys on the board, then I can blow something up for a 10k, and that's really good. So he needs to be able to. You need to play him onto the field, and you need to attack with him. And that's why I want to so bad. I tried running like red mage backup. It's
Play Pelias.
I don't want to play more fire cards. It's like it's weird. The only fire cards I usually play with like using fire CP is just ace really, and cater or a backup or ace. That's the main things. And then so if you think about it, the deck only has like 7 fire cards because king you can cheat him in with a different card, right?
Yeah.
And you can use them for CP too for your fire cards, but. Yeah, I don't want to run more fire. It's mainly wind lightning and then kind of splash fire.
It's your deck. I mean, you don't have to.
No, you're gonna force me to do this.
It was just a suggestion. She's just like you're like
no,
really
please.
contemplating. I was like, no, you don't. It's your deck, man.
John's biggest weakness, I feel,
We're
was
talking
against.
about my weaknesses now.
It was against our match though.
Yeah,
You barely clutched out of my matches though,
Yeah,
because
I know.
I played a modified wind water deck.
Yeah,
with the Opus 9. So the Veil 4s with the
and
Yuna Riku
Porum,
backup, the new Porum.
Oh, yeah, so good.
Oh my god, what was it? One of our matches you hit Porum twice, and I had Veil 4, Veil 4, and then I was like, Veil 4, Veil 4, wipe your board.
I'm like, of course.
But yeah, that I think that's your biggest weakness is the wind water that plays the Veil 4s because all you guys are weak, right? So all they need is just 2 Veil 4s. To wipe your entire board.
That's why I kind of want more stuff like Zidane to remove those like key cards.
Yeah. And you stole.
You stole to protect my board. Yeah.
One of the sweet plays though is like you had your big board set up and you're like, oh, I would declare attack, and I was like, okay, well I Veil 4 first. And then I'm gonna Diablos your ace and reduce 7 to 1 so that I can kill the 7.
It's like so good. I'm like, oh, that's why I want to run Diablos. It's just really good.
Yeah, Diablos is really good.
Yeah,
that
did
7's
you
really
running,
good though.
The white mage.
White mage.
The 1 cost.
Oh, I don't.
1 cost white mage.
Oh, that one, the protection.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's too easy to remove in this deck.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yes.
I could.
You tried to 7 special my summon. I was like, that's not how special works.
I was thinking of Ishtola at the moment. I'm like, yeah, this is same thing. They're the same card. Basically.
He tried to 7 special my thing, and it was like, John,
like,
7 only stops special attacks or auto abilities,
like,
bro.
Oops.
It's a Y'shtola with an extra that can do it can stop special abilities.
Yeah, special.
But not
and
summons.
Auto is pretty good, but special. It's niche that
So
one.
Y'shtola is summon and auto.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Right.
7 is special and auto.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to run an aggro cadet stacks, I would just put a little more protection in there. I
Just
guess
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it goes fast. Yeah.
All right. Well, anyways, we got a little glimpse of your deck, but let's talk about your deck, Steven. So you said you're running a Water Wind.
Yeah. So
there was another person running Water Wind, but it was a little bit different. Jeff Curran was he also
he
got
ran it?
nationals. He was running Water Wind, but it's a mill. He's running a little bit of a mill version of it, but yours is a little bit different than that.
Yeah, mine's basically board wipes. So it's got your YRP package, the backup Riku Yuna, and then the forward pain, as well as the searcher pain if I can't get the other one. Shinra to get off the pain.
Yeah.
I added 2 Yzmats. And those are fun cards to play. John hit one of them, and then I hard casted one, and it stayed on the field for 3 turns, and I was like, this is glorious. Can't play a 5-draw because I'll just break it next turn.
Do you play Yuri in that deck?
I do not, no.
I
foregoed the Yuri Chelinka combo, and it feels weird to me, but also works out because I ran Lena Porum a lot, and I run 1 6-drop Fanfred and 3 of the 3 drops. I never found a need to run more than 1 of the 6-drop Fanfrets because the 3 drops work just well for the Porums. But because it's mostly I'm going to Veil 4 your board, and if you break Porum and I have more Veil 4s in my hand, I'm just going to grab Veil 4 instead of a Fanfret, and I'm just going to Veil 4 your board some more.
Right. Yeah.
Because I don't have to break anything, and I wipe your board because it deals all damage to everything.
Yeah.
So I don't run anything that boosts anything. So I mean, if you're playing Anthem cards,
Yeah.
I get screwed in regards to that though.
Or something like Minwoo. Do you have something for Minwoo?
No,
Jeez.
no Minwoo or anything. It was just
Yeah.
something I put together. I
Yeah.
thought it would be pretty cool. So
Makes sense.
the one thing I want to do though, and I was telling John this, I was like, I play Lena.
Uh-huh.
And I fucking arise the Yzmat onto the field, and I was just like, hello.
Yeah, that actually would be a pretty good play.
You
Yeah.
can Lena special the Yzmat, Lena is
Big
active
discount.
again, and then Lena special again.
What are you bringing back for the second time?
Not Veritas, Porm, I guess, or something else.
that sounds bad.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, something.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, so obviously Porum and Fanfrit are like a lot of people are talking about that. I don't know how actually good it is. A lot of people are talking about how broken it is and stuff like that. And maybe we can discuss that a little bit. There's things that's already being played in the meta that just hard counters it. And the biggest
what?
thing is
Layla
Layla Viking.
Layla Viking counters it.
Veritas also kind of does it pretty well, right? Because a lot of people already who were playing Mono Water were like fanfreting their own Veritas,
Yeah.
right, and stuff. So if someone else does it for you, I mean that's
Hey,
hey bonus, right? Layla Viking, because Veritas was so prevalent in the meta, people are playing a lot of the smaller stuff early on. Right, they're playing those, Zidanes or Marsh, right? People are playing, what is it, for ice?
Which one?
I don't know.
The Ghost?
You play like there's Ghosts.
yeah.
There's
Laswell,
Ghosts,
Sid
Laswell, Sid
Yeah.
Rains. Those
The
little
cheap stuff, right?
the cheap stuff are being played significantly, I think, in almost every deck.
Yeah.
So that Fanfrit Porum is not as good, I think. It's good.
It works when it works, is
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah, I think the 6-drop Fanfrit is really good. Like the most ideal play is just like you play it when you just have Porum on the field, or you don't have any forwards,
Yeah.
but you're able to break your opponent's two,
Yeah.
two forwards. 2 for none even is
Yeah.
fine, right? But I don't know. I don't think it's that great. I haven't seen anyone build this Porum deck where it's just crazy good. Obviously, Bambic built one, right, with Water Wind.
You built one too.
I built one with Water Ice. Edward built one with also Water Wind, but it's a little bit different. It's a variant. Jeff Curran built it with Water Wind. There seems to be a theme. It looks like Water Wind is the one a lot of people go to. But it's not like crazy broken good. Like I was playing against Terrell.
Yeah.
There was one game you just steamrolled me.
Oh, yeah.
And then there was a second game where it was a little bit closer. I was able to,
Yeah.
put a little bit more
I think it
pressure
was
on you.
5 Fanfrits, and I still...
Yeah, I was able to
Eked it out.
fanfrit you a lot and really put the pressure on there. But the problem was he had Scale Toad, which
Oh, that
was you can
Yeah,
the
that messes you up a lot.
Yeah, in the late game, you can just toss it to the big Fanfrit, lose 1 forward, they lose 2 forwards.
yeah because it's
Yeah.
select a monster or forward the big
Right,
fanfrit,
yeah.
right? So I still lost that one against Terrell. So
Yeah.
obviously this mono
Death
ice.
by Zidane.
Too many cards.
So yeah, I
I-
swung in with Zidane too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It works when it works, but I think I might go back. I think I might do 2 Porms and then 2 of the 4-drop Porms. I think I get more value out of the drop Porm.
I honestly think if you're doing Water Wind, Porum isn't the right answer.
Yeah,
I
that-
honestly think Water Wind, you run that Yzmat, you run that Yuri. Because
Yeah.
you play that Yzmat, and if it just happens to go to the next turn, and you get one more turn out of it, you just get 2 free Yuri activations every fucking turn.
Yeah.
It's so good. I don't...
That's true, too, because it wouldn't really need the draw anymore from the Porm. Because that was the initial setup, was without the Yzmat or anything. It was really trying to get the Yuri because you only had the Ilaria that searched for it, right, in the Water Wind. But yeah,
I mean, yeah, I think water wind. I mean, yeah, you have this semi other focus that you run the 2-drop Porum. That's fine because you can get your what is it, Valifors back.
Yeah.
You can get your Fanfrits back when you need it, and that's great. You know, that's fine, right? But that's not like your plan A.
no.
A lot of
Yeah.
people are doing plan A with Porum
Porum, and
Fanfrit,
it's not
and I
working
think
out.
that's not the answer.
I think
Water-
I dropped Lena for the Yuri, truthfully, because the Lena's only target was Porum in my deck,
see.
and
That's what you replaced.
that's what I replaced. Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly think that's not the answer. You don't even have to run Chalinka, I think, now.
no.
Because
Don't.
I mean, because think about it. You have Yuri, and if you're able to get the Yizmat on there, right? I mean, you know, Chalinka's great. I mean, I'm not saying she's a bad card, but being able to play Yizmat and just getting four
Don't freeze.
you get a total of 4 Dolphrees if you want to with the Yuri,
Yeah.
right? Then that's all you need. You can break a 5-drop whenever, so your opponent's not going to play 5-drops unless they can
They can't
play
rid of the
monsters.
Yizmat, right?
Yeah.
Unless they can get rid of the Yizmat.
That's
Yuzmat
true.
breaks monsters now too.
Yeah, Yizmat breaks
Right.
monsters. It's a good answer against like Scale Toad, right?
It's a great answer against the Mono White deck. You just
Yeah.
don't have enough ways. You have Emperor, you have Veritas.
And it's a 10-drop. There's
Yeah,
not a lot of
and
things that can
10-drop too,
stop the
yeah.
10-drops except the Veritas if it's your only forward, or Odin.
Yeah, and the Yizmat is you don't play
Or
it
Diabolos.
turn 1.
Yeah.
You really don't.
Yeah,
You
Diabolos
play
is too
Yuri.
silly. Yeah.
You
Well,
play
yeah.
Yuri first. You stabilize. You get to 5 backups.
And
play
then you,
Yuri,
and then you pitch
and
two
the next
for
turn,
the Yuzmat.
and then you play Yizmat.
Mhm.
I honestly think that's the way to go. I built my mono wind deck like this. I have Yuri, Chalinka, and 2 Yizmats going in. I took out, and it works significantly well. So the Yizmats, I just hold on to it until very late game,
Yeah.
towards the end, and then I just dull freeze everything, and I just finish. I win, right? Because you get 4
Yeah.
dull freezes.
Forget that. That's one of those.
You
So-
don't run Lena in that deck, right?
No,
Yeah,
it's just
see,
I do mono wind, and I think Yizmat
that's
is
the thing.
just so
Yeah.
freaking good. There's very few things that can get rid of that
Yeah.
that thing, and if you have your Stola on there, it's like just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just forget about
yeah.
Some tweaking to do. I also have a Water Earth deck that I'm trying to work out, but I don't have the right cards for it yet because I'm still trying to pull from Opus 9. Woo! But it's something Steve's been trying to work on too with
Water
Water Earth.
Yeah, the problem is people are trying. So maybe once the Porum Fanfrit fad is goes out a little bit, I can go back into my Water Earth. I built the Water Earth deck, which was originally the Darkness Within, and it does really well.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's using the 4-drop Gabronth that searches, so I'm able
Oh.
to lower the curve of the entire deck.
Yep.
So I run 2 of those Gabronths,
Yeah.
and then I drop what is it, Arden, Cloud of Darkness.
Oh, I thought you were going to run 3 of the Bronze.
Yeah, I couldn't find space for it,
Ah.
but I was able to lower everything that's 5 cost or lower by 2. I don't
Yeah.
have to run 3 of it for Arden and all that stuff. Regis now searches for Arden, and so I built this deck. I really like it, but Fanfrits kill it. Fanfrits just rake me up the ass.
Yeah.
It just reeks it. I lose.
I'm playing Water Wind. I concede to you.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're playing Fanfrit too, like everyone else? Sure, I lose. So I haven't played that deck.
I think Ice is going to be the strong meta for Opus 9 right now.
Yeah.
Just from what I've seen in the cards, and then a little bit of Earth if you splash anything with Earth, because there's some really good Earth cards. I had a Ice Lightning 8 deck that I was going, that brought back witches from the graveyard, and Neil's just like, oh, I fucking Earth Dragon your break zone.
Yep.
I was like, oh great, I'm dead. Can't do anything.
Wait,
I know
the
that
Mist
in-
Dragon you're talking
The
about?
Mist Dragon.
Oh,
I know that in Neil's deck, that's the best answer to Porum.
yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh,
Misdragon.
Yeah, your break.
So actually,
Yeah.
Neil incorrectly played it. This was interesting. Now Neil knows. He was playing Jeff, and Jeff played Fanfrit.
Yes.
And on top of playing the Fanfrit,
Oh,
Neil played
Mist
Misdragon, which is incorrect. You have to
Yeah.
let the Fanfrit resolve, and then you
Formal
play
die.
Mister, and then you do Misdragon, right? So that there's nothing in the break zone for Porum to pick up.
Yep.
Got it.
Because what happens is Mist Dragon's going to resolve before the Fanfrit does, and Fanfrit's just going to go back into as the only card in the break zone, and then he just
Yeah.
gets it back.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So you have to let Fanfrit resolve first, and then
And then you trigger on Porum stack, because
Yeah.
then Porum stack will go.
yeah.
Got it.
So you would actually be able to remove everything. including that Porum.
Yep.
Yep.
Because
so their break zone will be completely empty at the time. So the ability's there, right? Porum's ability's on the stack. It's just once Misdragon resolves, there's nothing in the break zone for Porum to pick out.
Yep.
But anyways, Jeff was able to pick up a Fanfrit because of that, the Fanfrit that he launched. So he was able to pick that up. I think Jeff won the second match. On the third match, Neil was able to come back and win. Anyways, what? So like obviously you like your mono ice deck, obviously, right?
Oh, yeah.
You won with it.
Yes.
You're gonna probably keep on going with it, make some adjustments. But you know, obviously the losers over here don't probably
have names, you know.
don't obviously are gonna make adjustments, right? So other than the decks, obviously that you were played today, make some adjustments. What are some other things that interest you? We heard a little bit about Bambix doing Water Earth. What about you?
Let me think. Well, for some reason, I'm big into like
Waterwind.
like category decks recently. So like Cadet Zero, I'm working on a 9
Play
deck.
title then.
I don't. It's not real.
It's not real. I like that answer. I personally don't like titles, so I like that answer. It's
you
not
build
real.
a title deck then. And also, I was debating on making like a 7 deck, but the Lightning Earth version of it, because.
Lightning Earth 7.
Yeah.
So with Reeves,
Reeves
searches for Vincent
or Kate Sith, and you can add the Rufus Reno Rude combo as well.
That might be interesting.
It's something that I'm like, oh, okay. Reeve came out. I was like, that could make even more search, right? And it makes a different element archetype for.
Too bad we
7,
only
so
have
it's
one Kate
interesting.
Seath in this game, though.
No, two.
Yeah,
One's
two.
really bad though.
Yeah, I like
One's
the
super
one
bad.
drop one.
The one drop one is an EX birth that dulls.
Yeah,
and the
comes in
other
and
one is
dulls.
like a 3-drop.
I don't even know.
It's a
what it
piece of
does.
crap. That's what it is.
And then you do the slots like special or something.
Yeah, it's
does
not.
something.
It's
I
so
don't
bad.
know.
I'm gonna look
Okay,
for this
go,
card.
go,
It's
go.
so bad
It
that it's
sounds
like
hilarious.
it's the worst card. I think one of the worst cards. Chocobo Chick is right up there with Chocobo Chick. Anyways, what about you, Babik? What?
So I'm working on a Ice Lightning 8 package. I haven't mastered it yet, but it utilizes witches for that new cipher that gets 3,000 with a witch on field.
Yeah.
And he's also a CD candidate, so if you have Quistis, he's a 9K.
Oh.
It's disgusting.
Geez, 9K.
Yeah. So what I've
new-
got so far is I'm running the 2-drop Renoa because, oh my god, she's just too good.
Yeah.
The cipher triggers off of it because he's an 8 character.
Cypher, Ultimisia.
The 3-drop, the starter
Do you run
ult.
an Edia?
I run the backup Edia
To revive witches.
to revive witches. I run the new Maya because she is a witch.
Yeah? Oh, yeah.
New Maya is a witch. The starter Ultimisia. I've had some really good plays with that one because I would go in and people are just like, oh, you got nothing. Oh, I break my Edia and I bring Ultimisia on the field. I duel your 2 guys. and
that's
Cypher's
really
a 9K
good.
again.
She brings in any job witch?
Yeah.
Any
Oh
job
my
witch.
God,
Yeah.
that's
Any
amazing.
job witch. She can even bring back herself. Like
Oh.
you could just be like, I break
Break
her
it-
to
to put
bring
an
back the
Edia?
backup.
That sounds really stupid.
It's
Don't
really
do that.
stupid. Don't do
that.
If you have spare CP, just do it.
but
Every turn.
it does work. Oh, you don't even need CP. You just break
No,
her.
yeah.
No,
If you
no,
don't
but
need
you have to
that
dull
one-
her, right?
Oh, yeah,
So
if
like
you
you
don't need
lose
that
technically
just
one
do it every
CP.
turn. I'd do it every turn. It sounds fun.
You would
And
do
then
it
they
every
cancel
time.
it somehow. You're like, oh.
Okay.
It's worked out very well because I have the 4-drop Snow,
Yeah.
and so the new Squall. When you swing with Squall gets to dull twice because he dulls when he attacks and he dulls again
and he's so
with the
cheap,
Snow.
right?
And
You
he's
have all these 8 and
He
the new
becomes a
Quistis,
1-drop.
right?
He becomes a 1-drop if you
Yeah.
have
8 characters.
8 category forwards,
Yeah.
forwards.
Oh, yeah.
So, and then Renoa gets all 3 effects if you play the Squall.
Yeah.
My only issue with the deck though is it doesn't work too well because I don't really have. I'm only running the 1 Squall. I think I want to run two other Squalls just in case, and more Lagunas to search for the Squall because I'm only running one of the 3-drops that searches for
3-drop.
Squall.
I would run the new what's his name?
It's
Laguna?
Yeah.
It's too high cost
Too
for the
high?
deck.
Yeah, but
I-
you
the
can search for any ice forward. It's pretty.
I know,
like
but
that
in
part
place
it.
of that, though, I would actually probably run a Ysail backup.
Oh,
4-drop
I see.
backup.
Yeah.
Because it would do this. It's the same
Yeah.
thing, and it's cheaper.
Yeah, but it's a body on the board. That 8K is pretty good.
I know.
Yeah.
I've got some working out to do.
Yeah,
People aren't expecting it because literally every turn I'm doling, or I was like, oh, I freeze your guy, and they're like, why? Because I swing in and I dole your guy with snow. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, I have the case list pulled up.
Oh, the terrible.
Edward, please put this case list up so people can see how bad it is. I'm sure people have forgotten about this existence of this case list.
Definitely.
Oh my
But
God.
actually, if you're interested, I think you should run it and try to figure out a way to make this
Well,
work.
let me see what it is
So,
first.
Kate Sith actually has an enter the field ability.
Oh,
It's when
God.
Kate Sith enters the field, choose one backup of cost 1 or less and break it. So you can choose your own if you want to. All right.
Or less for those 0 cost packs.
Yeah, cost 1 or less for the 0 cost backups, apparently.
It'd be good if you could break Edward.
But it's not.
But it's
a
not.
I know,
It's a 3 cost.
Oh, Harley's reduced.
Hey,
you.
it was
in your
Still-
hand.
yeah.
It only reduces the cost in your
It
hand.
So
I know,
anyway,
I know.
slots is a special ability. It's a special ability, 1 lightning, and tap it. That's the payment. Remove the top card of your deck from the game. If it's a 4, deal 7,000 damage to all the active 4 the opponent controls.
Huh?
So it's not great, obviously, because in this game there's 4s that dull and are active and stuff like that. But 7,000 isn't too bad. But again,
Not the
it's
worst.
it's called slots for a reason, right? You're taking that risk.
Yeah.
So,
Put that in the 54 deck.
3 Kate Sith, 47 backups, or
Yeah.
47 forwards.
What? 47.
so if this Cape Sith was actually a 2-drop, it might see it may be okay. You can run it in like the Golbez deck or something like that. If it's
If it
a
were.
2-drop, right? I mean, it's not horrendous. You could if it's a 2-drop. I mean, you're not that enter the field ability. You're never gonna get it. It's never gonna work.
Yeah.
Oh,
Was
Unless-
there ever a time where people were running significant amount of 1 cost?
Yeah, in
backups?
Japan there
In Japan,
was
they
back
love
last
running-
year.
Yeah.
Okay.
it was
Last
1
year.
cost, yeah.
Yeah, there was a point in Japan where a lot of people were running it.
Yeah, 2
So-
to 3 in a deck.
Yeah,
or
but
something.
Paying 3 to get a 5K onto the board, and you're probably never going to use that S ability, right?
Never.
To get rid of a one of the backups isn't amazing. And,
Yeah.
it's not worth it. It's not worth the risk of
Oh, yeah.
like, are they going to run 1-drops or not? I just don't know. It's like it's a risk to own that card.
Answer is no.
So, anyways, I'd like to see that card played somewhere. That's a really
There's
bad
a trash
card.
can right there. You can put it in there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyways.
Literally the only 1 drop is Yagrosh. Everything
And-
else.
Yeah, but once it comes down onto the field, it's it's over, right? It doesn't do anything afterwards.
Well,
Yeah.
you have to target it though. If it's on the field, you can't choose any other backup but
yeah,
him.
yeah.
Oh, no,
No,
that's
no,
a different
that's a different
Yagrosh.
Yagrosh,
The other
man.
Yagrosh, the first
When
Yagrosh.
Yagrosh enters the field,
Yeah, this
choose
one's a
one
weird
backup
one.
other than Yagrosh. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's a different
Yeah.
Okay,
Yagrosh.
gotcha.
It's the 2-drop Yagrosh you're thinking
Oh,
about. Anyways,
okay, yeah,
okay.
yeah, but still terrible.
So let's talk about local qualifiers at Epic Gaming a little bit. We were ragging on Ryan Chen a little bit, but surprisingly enough, he did he went to top 4 being first in Swiss. He went undefeated in Swiss. He did really well with the mono ice,
Yeah.
just like Terrell did. But he lost in the semifinals in the top once he got into the top 4. He says he got backup screwed, but I don't believe you, Ryan.
Just
you
play better.
Just play,
That's
just
play
play
better.
lock. Search for a backup.
that's your level. All right. I'm kidding.
Oh.
Ryan, you did an amazing job. Congratulations. If you're listening to this, congratulations. You got into the top 4. Really good job. We were all rooting for you, and it's maybe next time. I do know that you're going to go to another Crystal Cup, so maybe there you'll be
Fire.
able to qualify for
Where is that
nationals.
one?
Fire Crystal Cup in Arizona.
Arizona.
It is the week of September 13th and 14th. Weekend, 13th and 14th, which I am going to for my birthday.
That
Yeah.
sounds fun.
I actually do want to go, but we'll see how that works out. When is it again? Sorry,
13th and 14th.
September 13th through 14th.
Yep.
Okay.
Road
Yep.
trip.
What?
No.
Get
no,
outta
thank
here.
you. Three,
Get
no,
outta here.
That's a 3-day drive, good
Yeah.
sir.
My grandparents did that every year.
Gross.
Even when they were like, my grandma was like, okay, it's my second stroke. Time to stop doing this. Yeah. she had us throwing. She's like, you know what? I can keep doing this.
Oh, okay. Anyways, the top 4 players who made it into the top 4 at the local qualifier at Epic Gaming was Justin Nago, Nolan Coulter, Christian Tate, and Ryan Chen. Congratulations to all 4 of you. And of those 4, the person who came up on top was Justin Nago. I believe he went to Nationals last year as well, or at least qualified. I believe he qualified as well.
What deck was he playing?
I have no idea, to
You
be
don't
honest.
know?
Look! Oh, this is
Click the
FF
link.
Decks. It's
Oh,
on
sweet.
FF Decks.
Is it on FF Decks yet?
It is.
Nice.
So I'm gonna look at it really quick. We know, we talked about it. Ryan Chen was running Mono Ice, and then Justin Nago played
Wow.
Firewater.
Card
the
Captor
Zidane.
Zidane.
Yeah.
Card Captor Zidane.
Nolan Coulter was running Stone Cold Caro. Looks like it's Ice Earth, probably the Flantoto deck. That people were playing. And Christian Tate was running a tricolored deck. Looks like Earth, Water, and Wind.
Oh man, this guy's got a 9 theme going on with this Water Fire deck going on.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
wanna see
it's.
that.
I think this deck, Yuta was actually running this deck probably.
Yeah.
I bet you $1 million.
Oh. I see.
Nope, I lost $1 million.
All right, Steve's buying everybody Opus 9
Sweet.
Sweet.
for the next year.
Broke. Yeah, it's actually really interesting. Looks like this looks similar to yours, actually.
Yeah. What? This can win?
Dude, didn't you build a deck
Yeah, this
very
looks
much
very
close
like
to the
it. Oh my
yeah.
God. I'm okay. I'm gonna take a look.
Wow. Yeah, John,
I was on to something for once.
you built that back in Opus 8 and you were super excited
Yeah.
about it. The
Did
only
he-
difference is
yeah,
the
did he
Porum
add
to get
anything? Oh,
the
Porum.
Porums to get the
That's the other deck I wanted to build. I wanted to add Porums to my 9 deck.
Okay, so
basically.
it looks like it will
Oh,
work really
wow.
well.
Jeez. Well, first
That's
place, right?
actually the only difference
Yeah,
it looks
look-
like. There
yeah, it
is
looks
no other
very
Opus
similar.
8. It's super
Yeah,
similar.
What?
John, why
That's
weren't you there?
exactly
Why
what
weren't you there, John?
Literally, I was just like, oh, I need to remember to put Porums into my 9 deck.
There is
That's literally the only
Jeez.
card I want to put.
There is no other Opus 9
he
cards.
runs both
Both
Zidanes
Porum.
too. Oh, interesting.
Yeah. He runs both
I like the
Zidanes.
value of the Light Zidane, but I guess that's pretty good. The
Yeah,
Legend Zidane.
Yeah, very interesting. Well, anyways,
Cool.
congratulations to Justin. He figured out the one card that was missing from that deck,
Just one.
which was Porum.
Yeah, the card we
and
were
he
trashing
won with
earlier.
it.
That's why I was thinking, I think fire, water is the right way with Porum. You can recur all your Phoenixes, yeah.
Yeah.
And you can recur the 4 cost to
Yeah.
recur Porum. You have this infinite
Yeah,
thing going
yeah.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, I
knew
think
it.
that might be better than Fanfrit. Everyone was so focused on
Infinite blocker, you
Fanfrit.
just need 4 CP.
Yeah.
Yeah, she comes back every time.
Yeah, you have this infinite blocker with the Phoenix, right? You play Phoenix, do 2,000, right? And you block with
Yeah.
the
The
Porum,
and then
and
draw
then
the Phoenix again.
and then the Porum comes back, the Phoenix, you have it. So you have this infinite blocker kind of a thing. You can bring the 2-drop Zidane back with the
Yeah.
Phoenix
Yeah.
if you really needed to, if you have a Porum in your hand.
Yeah.
And then you have the
maybe-
7-drop Phoenix to play
Yeah,
your
the
3
7-drop Phoenix as well.
what is it? The
Your
only
3-drop Zidane.
I think
the
that's the way
3-drop
to go.
Zidane, the Viking, the
he run
Freya,
Fanfrit?
and the Arc.
Oh,
No,
no.
no
Probably not
Fanfrit.
the
Oh
Viking.
no, he runs 2 Fanfrits.
Oh, Fanfrits. Yeah.
Yeah, Fanfrits are
That's
fine,
my-
but
that's
it's
my
the,
deck.
obviously when
No,
you look
it's-
at it, it's not the
It's
focus,
the
right?
infinite loop of Phoenixes. Like holy
Yeah.
shit!
Yes.
I totally forgot the 4-drop didn't dull like the
Yeah,
7
it doesn't
Yeah.
dull.
So
it.
that makes it
Yeah.
even.
God.
It makes it way better. Oh,
I
I
need to try that out.
Phoenix my Porum, I block Porum, I bring Phoenix back, and I do it again.
So is fire good because of water now?
Polar opposites working with each other.
Yeah.
Anyways, good job to all 4 of the players. John Smith, who usually does extremely well in the Swiss, did not make it. He was super close. He got 7th. I do not know what deck he was running, because obviously
I think he was running Mono Lightning. John's thing is right now he's expecting everybody to pay the Porum Fanfrits, so he built a straight up Lightning deck to kind of counter that.
Okay.
That's from what his brother Ed was saying
Okay.
the other day. So
Ray Chow was also there from our local scene. Ray Chow also didn't do well,
was he playing leftovers
but
again?
he didn't need to go. He didn't need
Yeah,
to
he
go.
didn't need to go. He's already
He
winning.
already-
Why
he's
did
already-
he go then?
you know, it's one of those things where you kind of help your buddies.
Oh yeah.
You know, you already got in, so you play. If you end up, you know, doing a team kill kind of thing, you just kind of, you know, step back and let your buddy win. But anyways, either way, everyone did really good. That is our last. What is it? Last competitive. It's the end for the competitive season in the Northwest.
Oh, it is. Oh.
There is nothing else left in this area. There are obviously, you know, some local qualifiers that are going to be going on for Wave 3 in California, some in the East Coast, some in the South. There are going to be Crystal Cups. There is one more Crystal Cup remaining, the Fire one. Is that the last one?
No, there's the Fire one and the Last Chance qualifier.
That's not, yeah.
It is the Dark Crystal Cup.
They call it that, but it's very different because, again, it's not Worlds qualifying, and it's a little bit different. I think only top 4, again, only get to go to Nationals.
But yeah, Fire will be the last Crystal Cup that gets you a world spot if you're first place.
It's the legit Crystal Cup, though. That other one doesn't. Yeah. Anyways.
We don't talk about that one.
Yeah, there's not a lot of opportunities left. I think for the most of us, this is going to be it. It's sad.
Make it.
I did not make it. I mean, to be fair, I haven't been playing a lot in general, so but you know, there's still one more chance. Bambik's going to be going to the Fire Crystal Cup. We'll definitely have him come in, talk about the Fire Crystal Cup and his experience after he goes and comes back.
I think my first. It's not going to be standard. It's going to be the draft format.
Yeah, it's going to be Swiss into draft. It's going to be it's going to be cut twice. There's 2 cuts in it instead of 1.
Yeah. It's going to be weird.
It is.
It's weird.
So yeah, Opus 9 is a weird draft.
But I get a draft Opus 9, though. That's going to be
fun. That is fun, yeah. We didn't get to do that today.
I know. Everybody was expecting that.
I'm glad I checked.
You just left your ice deck at home. It's like, oh.
Yes, man. What would have happened if Terrell just comes in and he's like, it's a draft today, right, guys?
Oh no!
I'll have to buy a box and then make a deck on this one.
This is what you wanted to.
Oh, yeah, Steve wants to do that. Steve wants to do a
I want
draft.
to do that. I want to do a box draft.
But people are like, I don't have $100.
Yeah.
So fuck you.
So I'm sure we can talk Edward into lowering the price a little bit into something. He's shaking his head, but I think we should do like $10 a box or something like that. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I don't care about throwing Geeky villain. I just want to have fun. Anyways, thank you for joining us for Live from Midgar. This has been Steve.
And John.
And Terrell.
Steven.
All right, and see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.